Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Cultures Football Podcast. I'm doing the intro bit that James usually does because he's not here. So we've got a guest in to,
Skiving.
yeah, skiving. We've got a guest in to fill his place. I'm sure he needs no introduction. I know he's raring to get going. So yes, everybody, welcome Adam McKola. How are you
Thank
doing,
you for
mate? You all
having me,
right?
man. Thank
No,
you for
thank you
having
for
me.
joining us.
It's a pleasure to be on. I enjoyed all the stuff you did with the Barclaysmen and all that kind of thing. And yeah, so it was an honor to be asked onto the show.
Oh,
Because as I said before, we're live. Like my favorite thing is talking about the past now. So
oh yeah.
I'll
This
be
is
I'll be right at home.
a thing I've noticed with United fan mates now is like now they strangely seem to have a much fonder a much fonder recollection of the up until about
After
2016.
after 20 odd years of it was history merchants, and then
I remember my dad saying to me at Fergie's last game, like, "Don't worry, now you're going to find out what it's like to be a football fan." And I thought,
what do you mean?
What's it,
Nah.
what's he talking about? He's talking rubbish. We're going to win the league next year with David Moyes. And
Yeah.
at 4-1 up at Swansea, I thought it was true, but yeah, my dad was right.
So that's a very Barclays
Always
fixture in
right.
itself, being at Swansea.
Yeah.
I miss Swansea.
Swansea's the
Yeah, I
only
miss Swansea.
stadium with a hairdresser's in the side of the ground.
Really? Oh.
Have you not seen it when you were
No, no,
there?
No,
no.
no.
It's like, so if you're walking around the stadium, they've got like shop fronts on the side, haven't they, in some parts of it? And one of them's I'm sure there's like a hairdresser there.
Yeah, that's taking a liberty. That's a very James joke. He's not here, but there we
It
go.
is, yeah, that's very James. So yeah, obviously you're a Man United fan. What was the reason you fell in love with United? And obviously titles are going to be
Uh, or a
potentially up there, but
or a
I know
player.
it was. I can't remember. Obviously, I'm not from Manchester, as you're aware. But I can't. I never chose Manchester United or anything like that. I know some people that are around now and on Twitter and stuff. They chose a
Yeah.
team because of FIFA and things like that, and it's kind of
Oh yeah.
mad to think people doing that. But I just like, as much as I remember my name being Adam, I remember being a Manchester United fan because that's how my dad brought me up. Started going to games with him when I was like 6 or 7 and just never stopped. And then once I earned my own money, just kept going and got the bug for it and had gone to as many games as possible. Obviously, United have been successful, but I don't remember picking them because they were successful. My dad just happened to take me, and I think unless your family aren't into football, that's how it kind of should be. Your dad
yeah,
kind of just telling you, you support this team now.
Well, my story of supporting Middlesbrough is sort of the reverse. Mine's reverse glory support really. My dad, my dad's a United fan. Took me to the game. I ended up at a load of iconic sort of games, like the one where Keown jumps in Van Nistelrooy's face.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Solskjaer's last game, a few others as well. But basically, the first until I was like 5, I'd never seen United get beat. And the first time I ever saw him get beat was courtesy of Joseph Desiree Job as Middlesbrough. And yeah, so then I went, well, they must be better. And then it's 25 years of misery ever since.
Was that the 4-1
But yeah, 4-2, I think. Yeah,
when
I think
Ronaldo missed
Malcolm
like a
Christie
goal
scored as
inside
well.
6 yards or something? Ronaldo
Yeah,
stuck it over. Yeah, that was a. I think it was 4-1, but that was a bad
yeah.
day.
Malcolm Christie scored then as well.
I think the 4-1 might have been the one at Middlesbrough a couple of years later, maybe.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
remember Mendieta through Van der Sar's hands.
yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry, yeah, 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 yeah. That was a bad
It might
one.
have been 3-2. Right, it was Job scored, and I think
I
he
think it
scored
was three
twice.
two at Old Trafford. I don't know. I
There
could
you
be
go.
wrong. You could be right, but I think it was 3-2 at Old Trafford. The 4-1 was at their ground, and Ronaldo missed a sitter. That's all I can remember it for is that Ronaldo just scooping it over the bar from like 5 yards out.
Although another like one of the first football injustices I ever remember was like one of the clearest dives of all time by Ronaldo to win a last minute penalty, and when we'd held on bitterly, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we used to suffer because of that. At other times because there used to be other blatant time. I remember Portsmouth. We went out in the cup in '08 annoyingly because we could have done another treble,
Mm.
and he gets clamped in the box and we don't get it because Well, because he's
Must
Ronaldo.
have
And
been.
then there was the one in the 49 and out game when we beat Arsenal, and everyone talks about it not being a penalty on Rooney. There was a blatant one on Ronaldo from Ashley Cole that never got given. So, but people don't remember that. But you know the 4-1 game between
Mhm.
Middlesbrough and Manchester United
Mhm.
that led to Roy Keane's outburst, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
Did it really?
Remember the MUTV interview?
Oh, where he like, where it basically led to him going to Celtic. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
basically blasted like Darren Fletcher and Kieran Richardson and stuff like that, and just
That's.
went in.
Of course, you don't do that at Man United.
Yeah.
Not on MUTV. Have you seen how happy MUTV is? Like even when we're 15, it's like, don't worry, guys, everything's fine. It's gonna be all right.
There was
Yeah.
yeah,
So
there was a period though, like now, like I don't know, it's sort of. I think United, but Ferguson's United would be the last team to have it as well. Where there's sort of now it's sort of obviously system football and stuff, but there was like an inevitability to United score, like just
yeah,
win, no matter how much, how well, like
Especially the last 10 minutes, you just
yeah,
knew.
2-0 up. Like say I don't know, Bolton are 2-0 up.
yeah.
It's not staying that way. Although I do remember Big Sam always used to. It was Blackburn and Bolton used to be bogey sides, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, Blackburn beat. I remember when it was going really bad for Fergie, and interestingly, we'll probably talk about Mortgans Pedersen later. But it was a game in '05 where we lost 2-1. Mortgans Pedersen scored twice. And I remember being sat where Fergie walks past and like loads of people just giving him grief, like, oh, Fergie, he's a fucking disgrace. And you're like, think of that now. And right, I think we finished third that year, and it was Sir Alex, like, and we obviously went on to win loads more. But yeah, that was a game where Blackburn beat us, and it was 2-1, and Mortgans Pedersen scored
Blackburn
twice.
always seem to beat you as well.
Yeah.
Always.
That was
Good
that's an
record.
interesting one. Though. I don't know. I was going to ask you that later. Do you reckon? But obviously, as I would say the best ever fan channel because of the good bit of the good Andy Tate, not the bad one.
Yeah. We started Andy Tate. That's what I mean. Like, and somehow this guy's coming around with the name. It's like there being another Coca-Cola or something.
That was really unfortunate, isn't it, really. But like, do you reckon? As you were saying there, like Ferguson 05 getting grief. Do you reckon? Like, so I'm thinking sort of Solskjaer, Mourinho is finishing second, which is your best of like recent times.
Mm.
Do you think social media? Because obviously, I think anyone who was around then will remember like Solskjaer getting loads of grief and Mourinho getting loads of grief online and stuff. Obviously, I wasn't a United fan, so I wasn't watching the games or whatever. But do you think social media is making it worse for managers now? Because they had even a little bit of Liverpool winning at the weekend when they got beat by Newcastle in the final.
Yeah.
Still a bit like there's flying. It's definitely going to win the league. And still people, whinge.
Yeah, generally though, like you can, well with United anyway. Although I know like Joshua's actually got booed, and there's been a few times when people have got booed in the stadium. But generally, the social media noise doesn't reflect what's on the terraces all the time.
Yeah, of course.
Because like Man United fans just always try and be like uber positive. Like we're singing about Ruben Amorim turning it around. You know what I mean? Like we try and be positive, but obviously sometimes the social media narratives do leak out. Remember when Maguire got booed in America and stuff like that? It was grim.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I think
no one gets booed at a pre-season friendly. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well,
a funny story about that. Yeah. We were in America for Wrexham against Manchester United.
Imagine saying that 20 years ago.
Yeah, we're in San Diego.
Yeah.
And it was when United's goalkeeper absolutely smashed Mullin and broke his ribs.
Oh, yeah.
And then the keeper was getting booed. I think it was Nathan Bishop. I can't remember. But then at half time, we obviously switch ends. But then the goalkeeper that came to the end that Nathan Bishop was in, they just started booing him. But he got the ball, like it was the wrong goalkeeper. But because we'd switched ends, they just started booing like the goalkeeper that was near him. It was that was funny.
That's
That's
funny.
probably one of the funniest things I've seen on pre-season.
No, I think obviously, like there is like obviously with there's always a difference between actual match going fans and social media people. Like,
Yeah,
but I think now anyway it's starting to have like an effect more that maybe like because it's obviously what like the club executives see and stuff.
yeah. And
And
players definitely read it.
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously, quite deep into kind of football media side. Do you think that obviously with more content being created online and stuff with people like yourself, that has that changed how people see the game? Do you know what I mean, or view the game?
But I think you would add that to kind of like all of the noise, like you even like from a statistical point of view, you got people talking about tactics a little bit more. Like I don't remember it being. Obviously, we talked about what kind of football we liked or the style we liked
Yeah,
or whatever, but I don't remember there being as many tactical discussions. And like when I was 10, I would just write the team on the back of my school book and put a poster around it or something, and just hope for the best on a weekend. And you chat to most 10-year-olds now because of FIFA and social media and Statman Dave and all these different things that
Yeah.
people now have access to. There's a completely different narratives being fed into people. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I've always tried to never be too negative in what we do. Like I'll give a negative opinion. Someone's had a bad game. I hate the Glazers is always a consistent one. I'll give those kind of negative opinions, but I'll try to not ever get
mm.
personal and abusive with it, which I think
Yeah.
sometimes social media can get, and it's a bit
It's not
uncalled for.
too much different because it kind of phased in as like people reading newspapers phased out, and they were
Yeah.
always kind of basically the ones that would offer a negative side. You wouldn't really see a fully negative
Hmm.
side. But I don't mean that in a negative way. Like you see the positives and the negatives. You don't really see that on
Yeah.
Match of the Day and things like that. And
Yeah.
I think it was timed perfectly. I think it is good for it, but I think it has spawned a generation of having to hate
Yeah.
any other team or having to just love one player and things like that. I think that's definitely
Then I remember
we never
being like
used to
that in
be like
school.
that, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? It weren't. You might have been CR7, but like you didn't.
Like in school, it was I remember in school, right? It being Ruud van Nistelrooy against Henri, and I would never admit Henri was good. I don't think I've really,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I really have until the last 5 years admitted Henri was a great player. Like it was a sort like you do have those kind of, and I think if I had Twitter when I was in school, I would have had like my account would have been called like Beckhamology or something like like that would have been me on Twitter. But yeah, it's
Phil Neville's
it's
right
weird how it
foot.
changes. But then like, do you think like obviously with fan channels, we've more almost just kind of become like a, and this isn't to take anything away from fanzines because I've read some great ones over the years. Red Issue was amazing and are unique in their own way. United We Stand and Red News, but like
People used to shout that out in class at ours, just like when we just when there was a silence. No, it's shout today. And it was the same. As of the few times I went, there was always the same bloke with the same cadence.
yeah. Yeah, but that's like I think fan channels are almost kind of new fanzines, although fanzines were kind of limited to people who went to the game, I guess. But
They didn't
yeah,
have
just
I think that bloke was still there
reaction,
when
did they?
I think that
yeah,
bloke
that's
was
true.
still there. I think the bloke was still there when I went. Well, when I went to what I went to watch Borough a couple of years ago when we knocked out the FA Cup. Pretty sure that the guy who said it in that way was still there, which was nice.
I think
But
the
I think
one thing that is not so much anyway, but like irks with some fan channels, for example, is when. So I've never watched Nottingham Forest fan TV because I'm not a Nottingham Forest fan. But like when it starts transcending fan bases and people are watching just
Yeah.
to watch the actually other teams viewing, do you know what I mean? That's when
Mm.
it is a little bit different.
And I
but I
think
think
that feeds into a lot of people getting more angry when their team
Sorry to
loses
Nottingham
because
Forest fan TV, by the way.
yeah.
I'm sure it's
This
great.
is next week's guest, Nottingham Forest.
yeah, but I think that can lead to some characters in these spaces like feeling more personally affected when their team loses because now they've got to deal with like everyone else calling them twats and stuff like that. Whereas you don't have that like Like I was that kid that just closes curtains and go to sleep if United lost. And now kids have got to worry about what people are saying about them on Twitter, and they start reacting accordingly to that. Yeah, it's a bit weird.
It's
I
yeah,
guess.
it's sort of it's for society as a whole, isn't it? Really, but
Mm.
like
Yeah,
I think with I think what I was going to say about like fan channel stuff, though, I think if you look at like sort of back in not to go all back in the day again, but I'm about to.
That's what we're about.
But that's what, yes, basically that's our shtick. So why not? Um, like so, like you'd have like I don't know, like on like BBC or whatever, you'd have like I know we still have Football Focus, but nobody watches that anymore, do they? Unless you're Joey Barton, apparently. And uh, but but like where there'd be a lot more for sort of free to air kind of stuff.
yeah,
Now it's sort of like everything's so. I'm thinking of it as a kid who was too skint, whose parents were too skint to
Yeah,
afford
that's a good
Sky.
point. To be fair, yeah.
Like I think people like any fan channel really sort of it gives and it you're able to speak. It gives people one more access and sort of able like you're able to look at it every day and stuff. And there's whereas I think and obviously anyone who's sort of on YouTube or something is sort of naturally more able to talk freely than someone on Sky or whatever.
Mm.
mm.
No,
I mean,
that's
it's interesting as well when you meet people that watch you. Like sometimes you're their only. Like if you go abroad, sometimes like people say like you're like I speak to my mates or in college we used to all stand on the stairs talking about football and just playing in the playground and just chatting about football with my mates. But sometimes we're their mates in that scenario because
Mm,
none of their family or anything for someone that may live in India or something even care about football.
yeah.
But
yeah,
like we're that group of people for them. So there's also that kind of angle, I guess.
yeah. It's totally as well. Obviously, not even think about the global
Mm.
Yeah, no,
aspect
that's
of
a
it.
good point. To be fair, yeah.
Oh well,
What's
that was very
switching back?
serious. That was very
Yeah, it was a
serious
serious
media
chat.
Yeah,
discussion,
now
wasn't it? Yeah,
switching back to football.
yeah.
You mentioned a couple of games before, and obviously one that you went to in America. But what's the best? You could do a home and away for this. What's the best United game that you went to? And it can be for glorious reasons or woeful
I
reasons. But
I
You're,
remember and I remember when I don't know if you went to the game, Adam, but I remember when you played Ottolul Galati,
oh, yeah.
who I think
Did
no
Alex
longer
Butler
exists.
score?
Yeah,
Did
I don't.
I,
Pretty sure they don't exist anymore, or if they do, they're in like the third division of
or they've
Romania.
changed their name or something.
Yeah,
Someone else has bought them.
wow.
yeah. I remember. I remember there was a lad from our school who went, and I was like, right, fair enough. Not gonna call you to watch it.
Yeah, you went to watch that shit. Nowadays, everyone gets that in it. If you still going to the games, it's like fair enough. You are 15th
Yeah.
rated. But yeah, my favorite ever game at Old Trafford is possibly United 4 City 3. I think with the Michael Owen goal late and stuff like that. I have saw other great games, like I saw R9's hat trick against Manchester United, and Beckham got those 2 goals as well. And I've seen a few classics, poor goals scoring against Barcelona, but like the 7-1 against Roma was great as well.
Fair few
And
of them
also
like
remember
that.
remember remember Rooney and Kaká, and it was 3-2 United, but then we got battered in San Siro.
Mm-hmm.
That was a
Yeah.
that was a game, but it'd have to be the United City game just for like the whole day of it was crazy. I remember I was already hungover on the coach up, and then it was boiling hot on the day. It was people were burning Tevez shirts and stuff before the game. Like it was all like focusing around that. Man City were kind of becoming something at that point. And then the way we beat them, like they come back into the game, Rio makes a mistake, Bellamy scores, and then Michael Owen scores that goal at the end. And the
Yeah.
weather and the feeling and just I don't know, everything about it was just phenomenal, man. I was in the Stretford end, which obviously helps. So I remember being at the bottom of that, and the players celebrated in front of us, but because everything kind of, me and my mate ended up 7 rows down. Right, like we didn't even know where we were in the like stadium. It was just nuts. Like that. That's right up there for just days in my life. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forget football. Like that was just an unbelievable day. So probably that one.
I know James is happy he's not here now, hearing about Owen Sky
yeah,
for United, but yeah.
Yeah, it is weird. No one really cares about Michael. Like he's someone that won the Ballon d'Or and
that's
achieved
mad.
so
That,
much,
isn't it?
even though he could have achieved more, I guess. But no one really has. He doesn't have a home, does he? You see him trying to cling to Liverpool and now, and it's like they don't care about you.
Mm.
No one does.
That's
Like
weird.
no one does. Like United fans aren't going to back his case. Like Newcastle fans
Just
won't.
like his
Stoke fans.
career is going to have to settle for Stoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a very good point, actually. We need to think of more of them, sort of not homelessmen. Oh,
Yeah.
that might sound a bit weird, but
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a few of them, I guess.
Tevez probably one of West Ham.
No, City love him though, don't they?
Yeah.
Still.
Oh well,
True,
yeah.
yeah. He did
Yeah.
fall out with them, but yeah. So what's the wildest or funniest moment? Obviously with United. Or
Well,
following.
Sorry, you asked for an away game as well, innit?
Oh yeah,
Oh
we're
yeah,
gonna
let's skip into there.
and
Yeah,
away. There's now a different category of away. Depends on like the best
yeah.
day out, but shit result. But
Oh, I've been to
Best
some.
end.
I've been to a
Yes.
group. I loved going to Moscow, like for against CSK or Moscow because we drew 1-1.
Mm.
It was
Who
depressing.
do beer playing?
I can't. It was when Anthony Martial. It was 2015.
Probably around then.
Okay.
Akinfeev will have been playing.
But I
But
remember no one really wanted to go to that game. Like it was really like, but we went and it was. I loved it. It was just weird to be out there. Like obviously we played in Moscow for the Champions League final. I was unfortunate to not get a ticket for that, but going for that was weird. I went to Midgetland when we lost 1-0. Do you remember
oh,
that? That was grim.
was
And
that was that?
I stayed in like a prison.
Yeah.
It was reminiscent of a prison. Like it was you walked around like this big massive like horse shaped like yard, and then it had about 4 floors. There was no signal on your phone, so you couldn't get on your phone.
They've got
And
Charlton's badge.
yeah, there was a cage in front of like on the balcony. Like it was weird. It was like living in a prison. It was so odd.
The fella who scored for them that day is that fella up top for Southampton now, isn't it? The
Is it?
seventh fella. Is it on a
Is it really?
I'm certain it was. I might be wrong, but I just remember
He's
listening.
not like that. I'm sure he's like that.
I got my
There you
phone.
go.
Oh, Onuachu's at Southampton, yeah.
Oh, was it him? I thought he was like 21. Him. Huh? There you go. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Time is a flat circle. There we go. Was it? Was the mid? I never know how to
Yeah,
say
it
it.
was.
I'll go with
19th of
midget
February
land.
2016.
I just say midget lad.
Yeah. It
Was
was
it?
Paul Onuachu confirmed. I do
Oh,
apologize.
there we go. Stato there. Thank you for that.
Hey.
Yeah. That's an interesting bit. That a genuinely interesting bit of thing. But I was was that the game where someone got injured and that led to Rashford or someone?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Anthony Martial was already injured. Will Keane got injured, and then Marcus Rashford played the home game.
Hilarious that Will Keane was ahead of Rashford in
Yeah.
retrospect.
Yeah. And we had high hopes about what's his name, James Wilson as well at that time.
Oh yeah, he's got his soul. Nick Powell as well.
Nick Powell, yeah, we signed him from Crewe, didn't we?
Mm.
Yeah, that was again. Remember when we
He's
took
still playing, isn't
Juan
he?
Mata off for him in Wolfsburg? I was at that as well. Weirdly.
What was it? Was it? Yeah, that's sort of the 2010s version of Luke Chadwick. Yeah.
But Nick Powell was actually a huge talent. I just think he
Yeah.
had some issues, didn't he?
His knees were made of Weetabix, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was that.
He always had promise, and when Fergie signed someone that young, and obviously there was the hype behind it, it usually came to fruition, didn't it? But
McKay
that's
as
a
well.
question for you then. Who do you reckon over the last 10 years? Because we can push it to 15 if you want with the time frame, but who's been the biggest letdown at United player wise?
Oh, that's a rogues gallery of options.
Yeah.
The biggest disappointment for me was Falcao.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's the biggest letdown because I don't think we paid much for him. I think it was like on loan. I don't think there was much in terms of a deal there. And he obviously had huge injury problems. But I remember when he scored that hat trick against Chelsea and stuff like that in the
Athletic
Super
Challenge.
Cup, maybe. But he was just one of those number nines. Like when I used to watch Football Italia in the old days, and you used to see those number nines that would like run up the fence and like all those kind of different things. And I thought Falcao was
Falcao-esque.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your Batistutas.
he was that breed of striker, and I just wanted him to succeed so well. But biggest disappointment. Oh God. I mean, just look how much money we've wasted. Lukaku was a sad one because he turned into. I remember I went to Fergie's last game
Oh,
at the
West Brom.
Hawthorn 5-5. And
5-5 and then when they went at the great bit of like, because loads of obviously West Brom fans, there's like selling the home tickets for
Yeah.
£2,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
The club going, please don't do that. So obviously.
For the story, my mate agreed to sell me his for £100. And I remember, and that was still quite steep. But I remember like getting closer to the day of the game and him slowly being about to crack because other people were offering him way more money. And like I just had to kind of get to meet him and like let's do this deal right now because you're gonna crack. You're gonna crack. So you keep coming back to me telling me what other people are offering you. So I need to buy this right now. That's what happened with me because I never actually had an away ticket for that because they were like hen's teeth. But yeah, I ended up there, and Romelu Lukaku was just amazing. I remember him absolutely destroying us. And when we signed him, I was so excited. And then it was disappointing to see how that turned out. But there were loads of them. There were loads of them. Di Maria.
Di Maria.
That was a big one, wasn't it? Yeah. Sanchez.
I've had, yeah. There's so many I've forgotten.
I agree because there were lots of side around him, I think, weren't they, at the time, and spent a lot of cash on him, and then did that piano video.
Oh yeah, we haven't done any more of them since, have we?
Yeah, I think that shut it up when that didn't work.
What I did Lukaku
disappointed.
Stormzy one as well.
It was Pogba Stormzy, innit? I was disappointed with how the Pogba one ended. But I do think at times he was made more of a scapegoat than he probably should have been. And it was a lot better at times as well than people gave him credit for. But the way that all turned, like you think of the troubles he had now, there's a whole podcast and now you like talk about his brother and all the blackmail and stuff that's going on.
It's crazy.
That was happening at the time. We didn't know that then, did we? Like, nuts.
Yeah. Take it onto the pitch as well. It's
yeah.
But another moment to interject with going back to normal.
On from blackmail.
On from blackmail, yeah. The plight of the Pogbas. Asked you to pick your Man United five-a-side team.
Of all time.
Of all time, your lifetime, whichever you want to be. But and you can include yourself in that, or
stick yourself up to that.
Or you can be on the bench.
Is this usually when you interview football players and you've just left the question in by accident?
Because you're not playing this team, surely, no?
I'll be six man on the bench because I ain't got the lungs anymore anyway. Although to be fair, none of these probably have it at the moment. I've gone for just during my era players that I've seen. I've gone with Fabian Barthez. I think he'd be perfect for either side.
Yeah. So underrated, Barthez.
Yeah, I mean, there's reasons why he was.
He was dodgy, like, but still.
He played up front in a game in pre-season, which was mental to think.
He just didn't know what was going to happen when ball rolled to him. He stood in his box, ball's rolling out to do. You don't know if he's going to pick it up, go on a 30-yard run. Like,
is he a rally driver or something now?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. He may have won a championship at it as well, but he he did do that. And like, imagine how he'd be rated now with how all these goalkeepers play.
Yeah, he would be. Yeah.
Like it's better than Anana. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And famously, Anana's never had a piss on the pitch, either.
Not that we know of.
Not we know of.
Then I've gone.
He's going to write in. Excuse me.
Then I've got
let us know in the comments, Andre, if you've ever had a piss on a football pitch.
Then I've got Rio, who I think's the greatest centre back I've ever seen. Just phenomenal, really. Enough said about Rio Ferdinand. Paul Scholes in the midfield. I find it crazy that I get to work with him nowadays. Like I still have these
Yeah.
pinch me moments doing this kind of stuff, and sometimes he says like, "Oh yeah, me and Adam," like when he's discussing, and I just think
Like, yeah, it was mate. Yeah.
he just he just said my name, like he knows my name. It's mental. But yeah, Paul Scholes, Wayne Rooney.
Oh,
Um, again, I've been fortunate to have like a pint with Wayne Rooney at one stage as well, and he's like, I think he's the greatest footballer you could ever meet. Genuinely, like if you get to meet Wayne Rooney, it's possibly going to be the greatest night of your life.
no,
And,
I've seen,
and
I've seen,
Eric,
the, I've seen the one in where he's on the karaoke in Plymouth, and I just thought,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
how good would it be if you're an Argyle fan there? Just bump into
yeah,
Rooney on the
yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, I mean, a few of them did, didn't they? And they all started getting wound up about it because they were sitting 17th in the league.
karaoke.
Wayne
When it's Jack Grealish, everyone loves it.
Yeah.
There's, I suppose if Ruben Amorim was getting pissed when we were 15th, I'd be a little bit. But yeah, but it'd be great. Yeah, if you get to meet Wazza, it's a great day. And Eric Cantona
Oof.
completing the team
Again,
again. Just an amazing man, isn't he, Eric Cantona?
Well, what did you reckon to him being in a Liam Gallagher music video?
I didn't mind that. I'm a fan of.
Oh, I know, but I mean, like, because
Yeah.
Liam Gallagher put dress, but as supposed City fan, not to go on
Yeah.
that with City here.
Although I remember when they all used to be on TV in like Celtic and Arsenal gear and that.
No,
They've only become out like at the games every game like since they've become really good.
I think
They
Liam was
weren't in the
I think
dressing
Liam-
room when they're getting battered.
I remember Noel was definitely. I remember him with Arsenal stuff. So
Yeah, he'd always be at Arsenal games and Celtic games as well. Although I mean, I could easily go to a Celtic game and put a Celtic shirt on, so I'm not digging him out over that. But the Arsenal one, I do remember that quite vividly. And I'm sure he said in an interview, my kids were going to be football fans, would be Arsenal fans, or something like that.
Oasis exposed. There we go.
There's your title.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did. It was quite interesting, I guess. I hate seeing him. I hated when I seen him do bet ball adverts.
Oh yeah, it's always depressing, isn't it?
Like I don't mind if it's Paul Ince or Mark Hughes.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I didn't think Eric Cantona would reply to a bet ball email.
That's a click.
Shit.
That was a beautiful.
I mean, I would reply to a bet ball email, just to be clear. Letting everyone know I would reply to a bet ball email. But yeah, it was sad to see Eric Cantona do that.
Yeah, it's like Johnny Rotten selling butter, isn't it? Just a bit depressing. Where's the rock and roll gone, man? It's not.
Before we do your Barclaysmen 11, just another quick question. So you've debated with a lot of different fan bases. So who do you think's the most deluded? No, I'm joking.
That's a great bit. No. I think we need to have this as a running set. Mike, this is a Mike.
Who are the best to debate with?
Mike, shut up. This is a running set. I'll let you.
I'll tell you who's the worst to debate with, and who are the most deluded. It's Arsenal fans, man.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
It just. I know I'm fresh off spending 6 hours debating with Newcastle fans, but it's not Newcastle fans. It's Arsenal fans. They're the worst. They are the worst. Even the ones you like, when you debate football with them, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like
I remember discussing the best right wingers in Premier League history, and an Arsenal fan shouting out, "Bukayo Saka," and it's like,
oh yeah, that was on the telly and all, wasn't it?
Was that? Yeah. Was that? That was. I remember seeing that recently.
It's like really? She's a great girl, but come on, he's not done anything yet. What's going on? It just always feels like everything with them is the best or the worst, which it usually is closer to.
As an Irishman, it brings me great joy to see Declan Rice win. Fuck all. So.
Same.
long may that continue.
Yeah,
I was thinking that, like, because obviously I know a lot of Liverpool fans, James being one of them, and sort of spend a lot of time in Liverpool. Would I prefer Liverpool or Arsenal winning the Premier League? And then I remembered Declan Rice plays for Arsenal.
Yeah. Also, if you took away like the record title kind of thing being equaled up, you would
Oh
say
yeah, of course, yeah. I
because
forgot
like if
about
you
that
take that
element.
out of the equation, you would say Liverpool. But did you see the recent stick? I think it was a stick to football where Wayne Rooney said he almost played for Ireland, but
Oh
then
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they said to him, "Oh, you're playing for the 21s," and he was like, "Well, that's not happening."
Yeah, no.
It's just like, but he
well,
would have done it. Like that gutted me a bit.
That's the well. It's
he
the
also jumped early because he played for England at 17, 18, didn't he?
well, yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
typical
They went earlier, 16, I think.
typical Ireland. That oh no, we have to play fucking. Sorry, we're gonna have to play Shane Long up front instead. He's established. Yeah. Although
Got revenge back
not
trying
to
to
disparage
poach.
Shane Long.
Yeah, got revenge back trying to poach Evan Ferguson in that interview earlier this season as well.
Oh
Was
yeah.
that,
Oh
was that
god,
this
that's
season?
horrendous, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
horrendous.
it's one of most. Yeah, ugh. Yeah, not nice.
It makes
So
me
yeah, let's
cringe, man.
do your all-time Barclaysmen 11, mate. From any club, the players that made you feel, that excited you.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
It's just
start the most exciting position. Goalkeeper.
right. I don't know if he counts as a Barclaysman.
Oh no, this is we'll adjudicate as we
But
go.
I've gone for someone who, as a child, I've always wanted us to sign him. Like I think I wanted him to be like our backup goalkeeper, Mark Poo. Mark Poom. Do you remember him?
Mark
yes,
Poom is
absolutely.
definitely yes.
Yeah, Mark Poole.
Estonian. That's
Yeah,
Barclaysman enough.
yeah. He's
He ended
incredible
up going
at
to Arsenal as
Derby.
third choice, didn't he?
Yeah. Later on, yeah. So I got Mark Poom.
Is his
Then
son? Sorry, Adam. Just the quick one for you to Google, Mike.
go
I
on.
think his son. I think Mark Poom's son is playing for someone currently. I can't remember. But yeah, sort of useless interjection. So,
I mean, you can't. It's hard to be wrong there, right?
yeah.
Marcus Poom was on loan at Shamrock Rovers last season.
There we go.
The
That's
Go on, lad.
midfielder, 6'2", monster. Born in Derby, plays for Estonia.
Love that. Nice. What's his first name?
Marcus.
Marcus Poom.
With a K, I believe. Yeah, so I'm on one of my many Wikipedia rabbit holes at work. Mark, I remember seeing that. So that's
Nice. That's good knowledge. I didn't know that. Then I've got because of my favorite goal of the best goal I've ever seen Manchester United player score is it's either Wayne Rooney's volley against Newcastle, but it's usually Paul Scholes' volley against Villa.
oh no, it's just off the bar that gives it the.
Yeah, and if you remember the goal of the month that season, Matt Taylor featured in it twice, I think.
Yeah, of course,
Oh yeah.
And he scored
Now
some
you're
absolute
talking.
worldies. I've got him at left back.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Oh no, I've got him at right back. Sorry, because I've got
Oh,
Leighton.
Wow.
Leighton Baines is my left back.
Oh, there we go. That's a very solid choice.
I always wanted Leighton Baines. Then I've got a centre back partnership of Chris Samba
Oh yes.
and Herman Hreidarsson.
Oh come on. That's
Herman
proper, that.
because just I remember always getting his sticker and being like, "Fuck, I've already got 7 of these over here. Now I've got another Herman Hreidarsson that I've got nothing to do with. No one's going to swap me anything for it because everybody else has got loads of them. But it used to be a good one because if you went to the swap shops, they didn't care like what stickers you had; they would just swap you anything.
46 Fridersons.
Yeah. Yeah, so Herman Hreidarsson is when you play that game with your mates where you just name random footballers, he's always in my back pocket. A little Herman. I got a little Herman in my back pocket just in case.
One of the things, many things have made me lose faith in the British voting public, but one of the main ones was on the Barclaysmen World Cup where Hreidarsson went out. I can't remember. Who did you get beat by, Mike? Do you remember? You got beat by Gibril Cisse. Shocking decision. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Hreidarsson is so much more Barclays.
Gibril Cisse.
Yeah.
I think the
Ridiculous.
fans got all of that one.
Yeah, that's
All the
pathetic. That.
QPR ones.
I tried to vote with like because there weren't many Manchester United players anyway. But I did remove. I think there was only David Bellion.
Oh yeah.
But I did remove any biases that I had and try to
I
be
think
true
it
to
was
what a
pretty
Barclaysman
good.
is.
We've got a new one. We've got a new one
Yeah,
tomorrow.
you
This
were
will be
busy
long
at
gone by.
first. Yeah.
But this will be
Yeah.
long gone by the time this comes out. But Gazpromsman. So
Yes,
Is out tomorrow.
that's good.
256 players going into
who've
it.
never played in England,
Oh,
so it's
brilliant.
all
Never played in
objective.
England.
Oh, amazing,
So
amazing! I'm
yeah,
getting
there's some
stuck
names
into
I'm
that.
no
there.
Messi, so we don't get any like any annoying things like that.
I'll be on the train tomorrow, so that's
There you go.
my train journey sorted. My midfield four:
Oh,
Stephen Pienaar.
lovely.
Ace.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Okay.
This is a superb 4-4-2 without me telling you as well. There's no fucking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
Salute
Yeah,
it.
let's not be silly. JJ Okocha,
Yeah.
It's
of course.
quintessential.
Absolute wizard.
Benito Carboni.
Oh yes.
When he was at Bradford, he was
Yes.
unbelievable.
Oh, have
Unbelievable.
you ever seen the picture of when he signed for Sheffield Wednesday?
Oh God, yeah.
You talk about basically him and David Pleat's holding
I'm
hands.
gonna
It's a
Google it
picture of,
now because I.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
no, no, I've seen it. I've seen it.
yeah,
I've seen
for him to have a
it.
bite on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
With the
horrendous.
fucking Aldi frozen pizza. Superb.
Did he turn up
Yeah,
at
he.
Middlesbrough, Theon?
Say that again.
Did he turn up at Middlesbrough?
No, did he? Yeah, did he? I don't know. Google that. No, did he? It might
I
be
remember
before
just
my
seeing him in one of Middlesbrough kits for some reason.
it might be before my time that because I was
Yeah,
I'm only 97. Remember, even though I'm
yeah,
on my second.
2002 Middlesbrough.
There you
13
go.
games, one goal. Yeah.
Before my time that, but I do vaguely remember seeing a few shirts in my time. The weirdest shirt I had seen in a long time at Borough was I think it was a couple of years ago, Port Vale in the fucking Carabao Cup whatever it was level. And there's kind of Marinelli shirt from like 2005, but that's
Wow.
like a 15-year-old girl wearing it. Like, where the fuck have you got that from?
Wow. It's a name of throwback and all. Christ.
What a name. Where were we? Benito Carboni, yeah.
Benito
Benito
Carbone.
Carbone.
Where he played? He played for Bradford, Villa, Sheffield
Wednesday
Wednesday. Yeah, yeah,
first.
yeah. And Bradford.
Um,
How did that go
Borough
down?
as well, obviously.
And
yeah,
Borough, yeah.
Bradford. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good for Bradford.
Mort Gamps Pedersen, because of the game we spoke about earlier, and I kind of wanted United to sign him. And then I got a front.
That. We did an episode on him, and there always seemed to be a rumor that he was going to United, wasn't there? Like it always seemed to be
Like the
sort
proto
of
Wesley
expected.
Schneider.
Yeah,
But that's usually because it was always like every year it'd be United need a Ryan Giggs replacement, and it'd be Stuart Downing and Mort Gamps Pedersen and this, and then Ryan Giggs just kept playing.
Well,
Like the replace.
Stuart Downing made a career of just being like the only left-footed English player
Yeah.
in
But he was described as like the next Ryan Giggs when he came around. I remember that because he kept getting linked to Manchester United, so it almost felt like it was inevitable that he'd join us. Where did he go from Borough?
Villa first, and then he went to Liverpool.
Liverpool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then where did he go for? Did he end up where? I'm sure he went somewhere else before he came back to us. There you go. Yeah.
Right, so Gams Pedersen and Downing firing him in for. Is it a big man, little man?
Have we put Downing in? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention then.
No, I did have that. That Stuart Downing's not in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's Gams Pedersen.
It was Pienaar, JJ,
Gams Pedersen. Yeah.
There you go.
Benito, and Gams Pedersen. My front two is kind of big man, little man, but I forgot what height one of them was, so I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that because you just brought it up. But it's Darren Bent.
Oh, lovely.
I remember being on the forums like the little nerd that I was, saying things like, if Darren Bent was Italian, everyone would be raving about
Dario
him.
Bento.
Yeah, you know that kind of shtick. That's the stuff I was saying about Darren Bent. And then I remember once when he was at Aston Villa, right? They had the German markets in town, and me and my mate had just finished college, and I saw him walking around, and I was like, oh, I really want a picture with him. Like, I loved Lauren Bent for ages, and like just following him around, and then he was with his missus, so I never grew up the courage to like ruin date night.
Right.
So yeah, I never got the picture. But then
Oh.
I remember at an event not long ago, he was sat on the table next to me, and I told him that story, and then I left it, and then I remembered about an hour later. Fuck, I never got the picture again.
Oh.
That was a perfect chance for both in suits, and I could have got the picture.
Oh,
I didn't get it. But yeah, Darren Bent's up front
he was
with
so good, Ben. So good.
yeah, and you'll love
But
this one.
beach ball as well is definitely up there with like most Barclays moments of all time.
Yeah, yeah, Beach Ball was a great moment. But you'll love this one.
Jason, you.
Massi- Massimo
Oh,
Macaroni.
Yeah.
what a
Talk for
man of
hours about this
culture.
man. Yeah.
A
Yeah,
man of culture.
the reason I got him is because when he joined Middlesbrough, I'd watched him like in Italy and stuff like that. Like I was always fond of Italian football, so I kind or I'd watch a little bit of Eurosport when I was at my dad's house, or like something like that. Massimo
James
Macaroni.
Richardson,
Yeah,
the greatest football show that will ever exist. That.
yeah. Massimo Macaroni was the guy, and I thought, oh, he's gone to Borough. I'm going to try and get behind him, and he never really kind of did anything, did he? I know he scored
Oh,
against United once, I think,
oh
but
well. No,
You're about to find out everything.
yeah,
folkloric, mate. Because so the two on our UEFA Cup run to the final in 2006, the modern day Europa League, he scored the two. When we came back from Basel, we needed to score four. Macaroni, 88th minute, where Zubabula, if you remember him, parries it into
yeah.
the net for Basel. And then
For a bit.
I think it was like it's other than Robbie Brady scoring for Ireland against Italy will always be. I only remember that one a bit. I'm not saying it's better because it isn't, but like they're me two football moments ever, including being at games and whatever. Mainly because my one at being at games is Lucas Jukovic against Blackburn. So that's not.
Do you remember when they signed Alfonso Alves as well? And
Oh
it was
God.
like everyone was like, "Oh my god,
yeah.
you should see who they've just got."
Yeah.
He's fucking nuts. He never did anything.
Scored that trick in the 8-1 though. So against
Yeah.
but yeah, and then against Stour to put us in the the UEFA Cup final. Fucking bullet header. I will send you the video, Adam. It's fantastic.
Lovely, please do. I love that. But yeah, I remember being a bit of a nerd and thinking he was going to be class. Obviously wrong.
Oh well, you weren't. You were perfectly correct. And you don't. Another thing with on macaroni, you don't get proper. Well, you don't get proper bald players anymore.
Oh yeah,
Thing, yeah.
and like even Ashley Young grew hair. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, where did that come from?
Yeah, it's just not
It's
like
all by choice this whole time.
like Scott Brown and Konchesky and mental.
Yeah, some good boldies, isn't
Stop.
that? Remember, because we obviously spoken about Barthez today. Seba Varane had a great bold head.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Brad
ball
Friedel.
That's a good topic for best ball.
And you know,
Oh.
players that didn't pull their socks up as well. I think that's a good.
No.
Because they usually the ball. Like Laurent Blanc was a bit at it as well. Like he hated pulling his socks up. Seba Varane never wanted to wear shin pads
Claridge
either.
was the first one I remember with his socks.
Janino,
Janino.
Grealish, who's probably like one of the most modern day Barclaysmen.
My Georgian son, Kvaratskhelia, doesn't pull his socks up either.
Yeah, they're just the best players, aren't they?
Yeah,
doesn't go as well that nowadays, does it? Theon now he's at earning mega bucks at PSG.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care about that. About that really. My only fear is that he at some point goes to Newcastle and I might have to jump off a bridge.
How are you feeling about the cup final?
Well, I was obviously hoping Liverpool won, and then
Me too. Now after today.
Sorry, say again. No. Oh, funny. Yeah, never get in an argument with Toon Poles on Twitter. That's the
I'm sure it's all love, but
I've spoken to him. He's quite a nice bloke. So
yeah, well, yeah, he has messaged saying to tell him he's a wind-up merchant, so don't worry.
But the yeah, and then Newcastle scored and then scored again, and I just went to bed. So I'm gonna sleep through this.
That's what I did when Spurs played Liverpool in a Champions League final. I was in New York because I was working for the AJ Ruiz fight where he got battered, and everyone was going to watch the Champions League final before the fight, and I went, you know what? I'm going to bed because there's not a chance Spurs win this. So I thought I'd have a daytime. I missed the final because I didn't want to see them lift it.
I think that's got to be like, and not to go on this, like not to provoke the narrative that Liverpool fans are trying to go. Oh, now everyone's saying because of Liverpool, it's just the league, which is bullshit. That fair enough, but I'm not saying this just because it's Liverpool. But that Champions League final, Spurs Liverpool, has to be the worst Champions League final. I remember that.
It wasn't a start.
Fucking dross.
AC Juve was horrible.
Oh yeah.
That was a bad one. That
I'm trying to think of.
What's your best Champions League final?
I think when the Bale fucking overhead kick.
Yeah. There's do you remember the Atletico Real one as well?
Yeah, Ramos. And that.
Yeah. I always remember the Zidane Leverkusen one just because I remember watching it live and it was
I was still bitter about that because Leverkusen put us out.
But, yeah.
What was the score of Moscow final, Adam?
1-1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Only because of the penalties, I think as a game that was pretty sharp.
Ronaldo or Lampard scored in it, and John Terry missing is what that will always be.
Yeah, that's art in itself, isn't it?
It is. It's just the man that had like. Do you remember when he had the what's it called again? When they subbed him on the 26th minute, and then they gave him a guard of honor.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Like that's very Arsenal behaviour.
And he moved himself to the last penalty so he could be the one.
Yeah.
And he had spat in Tevez. Everyone forgets because Tevez is a little bastard. But he spat in Tevez's hair as well, didn't he?
Oh.
Yeah.
Like just before that, he missed the penalty.
It's like
sort of pointing about it though when he's walking up and it's pissing down with rain
and he's holding his captain's armband. He does everything knowing the cameras are like. Does that, pulls up his socks and
then he 2-foots it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
The best day of my life. I watched that in the Palace Hotel in Manchester, and I was on the floor just with my head in my hands like this, and my dad was like just grabbing me, trying to make me look at penalty. I couldn't. I hated penalty, especially after Ronaldo missed.
Straight to factory after. Lovely that.
So, yeah. It was my birthday at midnight. That's how. Like it was my 19th birthday as it hit midnight. So it's such a good time for me. That's
lovely, isn't it? That's good. Sinkage. Mine never. March. You don't get any finals in March. Oh, you get Carabao. Yeah. Oh yeah. So technically, Newcastle won near my birthday.
Yeah. So like my 10th birthday was the Cup final in '99, and going to that like for my 10th birthday was like.
Actually, I've just remembered. Maybe I'm pretty sure that our Carling Cup. Carling's better than Carabao. Just marginally. And was I'm pretty sure that was near my birthday when I was like 7.
Right? Was that against Spurs?
Against Bolton.
Right? Bolton. I knew they played in white.
To get to League Cup finals for a stage, Middlesbrough, didn't they?
Yeah.
Remember the big Ravanelli head and the big Emerson head?
It's where Sean Dyche when played when he was at Burnley and Watford briefly, but Burnley because it used to always be us two sort of going for Sean Dyche still hates Middlesbrough to this day, definitely because of the fucking '97 FA Cup semi final.
What was the?
Because he was playing for Chesterfield.
What was the League Cup called when you won it?
Carling.
Oh, not Coca-Cola.
No.
because it had
Or
a
was it
few.
Coca-Cola?
Worthingtons.
No, it was. It might have been
Worthington. Oh
Coca-Cola.
yeah, it was Worthingtons as well, wasn't it?
I
Yeah.
Worthingtons was around 01 because I remember
Yeah.
Liverpool beating United. Van Nistelrooy scored and we lost 2-1. I remember. So that was Worthington's then. It was
I'm sure it was.
Coca-Cola around 96,
Coca-Cola's in the 90s.
90,
Yeah, it was the Coca-Cola
yeah.
Cup when I saw York City beat Man United.
Oh, mate, one of my worst memories ever.
1995.
Lost
Well,
3-0. I
that
cried
Old
about
Trafford.
that.
Harvey Barnes' dad scoring twice.
What?
Yeah, Paul Barnes. Yeah, yeah. It was my first football I had on back of my shirt. 9 Barnes. I remember it.
Not
Amazing.
John
Job
Barnes.
as well. No, Paul Barnes. Yeah, legend. But yes, yeah.
Another great game I was on about. Actually, sorry, while we're on the topic, I know I'm dragging this on.
Oh, no,
Do you remember the Barthez hand up offside one against the Canning?
Yeah. Who was that against?
West Ham
Ah,
in the cup. It was the FA Cup after we were put back into it.
was that
After
the
we
West?
had to pull out
The one where West Ham got beat by Liverpool final. That one.
I don't think it was then.
No.
It was 01.
Oh well, yeah. Before then.
So because the year before United weren't in the FA Cup because of the Club World Cup. Do you remember that?
Club.
Oh yeah, well they.
The government forced us to pull out of it, and then we got
I
blamed.
remember being all over television.
Degraded in the FA Cup. Have you seen that funny front page where they've got like all these opinions of Manchester United pulling out of the FA Cup, and it's like Caprice and like Yuri Geller and like all these random celebrities from the time, like giving their opinion on Manchester United
So it
not
was
being in the
round the
World Cup.
edge of the page,
A
wasn't it?
page 3
Little
girl,
picture.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's going on?
What was it? I was on that topic. I was reading that because you know that next gen thing that's that comes out every year, saying like top 50 players under 21 or whatever. I remember seeing there was I saw I think it's like 2005 maybe for the 2010 World Cup or something like that, or 2014, like 10 years anyway, and there's like Gavin Hoyt is on there as like England's starting for.
I like looking back at them, like, there's a few.
The only one remotely close was Micah Richards in it.
I think he's the only one that he got.
Jose Baxter was in there, wasn't he?
Jose Baxter.
Yeah, oh, yes. Or the Championship manager, like players you'd sign. They were good.
Yeah, Cherno Samba, etc. Oh, what a player! Well, there we go. I think we've now we're on to Cherno Samba. I think we can wrap that up.
Is that how you usually do a podcast? When you say his name, the podcast.
That's
and if you say it twice, he appears. So
that's a great running theme now. Anytime we need to wrap it right, let's get to Cherno Samba. And then, thank you very much, Adam, for coming on. It's been a pleasure, mate. This has been a superb chat.
I enjoyed it so much. Thank you for having me. Obviously, great to be a part of it, man. Loved it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, mate. We'll have you on anytime you want. Anytime
you want to give me a shout, I'm happy to jump on and reminisce. Maybe if you see me getting bullied by Newcastle fans on Twitter,
we'll jump in next time.
Just drop me a DM and let me know that I can come on the podcast to cheer myself up. Like, I might need it. We can talk about when they lost back-to-back FA Cup finals. Yeah.
4 to 5 days it'll peter out, but you'll get mentions all the time. It's good like that.
But even though most people watching this will be very familiar with you because they'll probably be coming to watch you, where can people find you, Adam?
Stretford Paddock and the club. That's it really.
There you go. I'm so in the habit of doing that. I have to do it every time. So there we go. And you can follow us at the Cultures Pod on everything. If you've listened to this on audio, we've been told to say like and subscribe and do whatever you do on audio podcasts because I don't know. Because I'm far too intelligent to waste my time listening to football podcasts, but you're not. So,
and we've got a live show.
I
don't know, but we'll check.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. You're more than welcome to come down. I've been Liverpool Hot Water Comedy Club. If I hope this is out before then. If it's not, look, 3rd of April. There you go. £10 a ticket. Please buy one. We're very skint.
Yeah. And come and try your best at the chase against
Jamie
Pride.
Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie Hutchinson's going to be there.
He is.
Yeah,
He
he's
is.
the
Mate,
chaser.
he is
He's the
fucking
chase.
amazing, isn't
As well.
he?
But
He's unbelievable.
I'll pass that. I'll pass that on. But I'm against any praise of him on here. Not for me. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for watching. We shall see you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.